abductor and how they kind of went in order. One was like radius and interosseous membrane, one was interosseous membrane and fibula, and one was all three. Mm-hmm. Same idea here. Tibialis anterior is tibia interosseous membrane, extensor hallucis longus is fibula and interosseous membrane, and then extensor digitorum, the big one, is all three. Okay. Tibia, interosseous membrane, and fibula. So, the tibialis anterior is the easiest one because it comes right off the crest of the tibia. Pull your foot up. And it's the one that pops out when you dorsiflex your foot, or your ankle, I'm sorry. And you can literally follow it all the way from origin, all the way, big tendon right here, down to its insertion on the first cuneiform and the first metatarsal. So do it on this side. This whole muscle right here, from tibia and interosseous membrane, all the way down to the first cuneiform and first metatarsal, is your tibialis anterior. And because it has that medial insertion, it is not only a dorsiflexor, but it is also an inverter. Does that? Yep. See, and you can see it. Turn your foot in. Okay? So literally, I can draw his whole muscle. This is another one you want for the comp because it's an easy one, especially if it's marlins. Those are pretty impressive.
So when you palpate, do you do it combined like you do the wrist, like wrist extension?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you go to do the action and or the concentric eccentric, you're going to do it together.
Okay.
So what I want you to do, Marlon, is I want you to pull your foot up and in. That would be the concentric, and then the eccentric would be you're going to push them down and out.
Oh my goodness, these are like your wrist extensors.
What are you looking at me funny for?
I don't know, I have trouble doing that.
She was like, I don't know how to do that. Yes, you do. Did she have this weird look on her face like, yeah, that's not supposed to, yes, it is. In and up, and then you're pushing down and out as they continue to pull up and in. You're going to push down and out. So you're pushing into plantarflexion eversion as they dorsiflex, invert. Okay? So that's tibialis anterior. The one that's in the middle is extensor digitorum longus. Pull your toes up. It's the bigger of the two because the hallucis longus is kind of over here and underneath the digitorum, but you can get it. Pull just your big toe up.
Put your pinky toe down.
You got it. Okay, so extensor digitorum longus is tibia, interosseous membrane, and fibula. Comes all the way down, so you just come off the tibialis anterior. It's this big muscle bulk, and it comes down. Pull your toes up. Just like the hand, these tendons that run on the top of your foot are your extensor digitorum longus tendons. Not that one. That one's hallucis longus. But these four, do it on this side so we can see. See these? 1, 2. The second and third aren't that impressive, but fourth and fifth are. For I don't know what reason. These right here are his extensor digitorum longus tendons. And they come all the way up to right here. It is probably an inch of left feet. Okay. So they are toe extenders. They go all the way to the distal phalanx, kind of like the extensor digitorum in the fingers. But it is extensor digitorum longus because it just so happens in the foot there's an extensor digitorum brevis, which we're not going to talk about. But for terminology, don't be confused. In the hand, it's just extensor digitorum. In the ankle and foot, it's extensor digitorum longus because there is a brevis. So a toe extender of the lesser four toes all the way to the distal phalanx, so it extends MPs and IPs, although it doesn't do a whole lot with the IPs because your IPs don't tend to extend very much. The main extension is your MPs, but it does go all the way to the distal phalanx, and it extends your toes, and it also dorsiflexes. So when you dorsiflex, you'll see the tendon as well. You can pick it up pretty easily right there. So you can keep following the muscle again right through here. So tibialis anterior is here, extensor digitorum longus is here. And so resistance-wise, you would resist both the ankle dorsiflexion and the toe extension. So I want you to pull your toes and your foot up, and then keep pulling them up as I push them down. So I can pretty much, with the side of my hand, get the toe extension piece and use the rest of my hand to get the dorsiflexion piece. So you can get both pretty easily. Okay? Questions on that? So dorsiflexor and toe extender, extensor digitorum longus. And then the last one, as far as the extensors go, is the extensor digitorum longus. It's the more lateral one because or extensor hallucis longus, sorry. It's the more lateral one and the deeper one. It's kind of almost under the digitorum and the tibialis anterior, and it doesn't start so proximal. It starts about here. So pull your big toe up. And you could, just your big toe, leave these toes alone.
I can't
Stop
do
it.
that.
Yes, you can. There it is. But it's a little bit deeper, so you got to go have them do the motion to find it. It doesn't pop out as easily, but it's fibula and interosseous membrane. But its tendon is huge. That's extensor hallucis longus. So if you get lost, start at the tendon and work your way back. And it's going to come to right here. It doesn't quite go all the way up to here like the tibialis anterior and the extensor digitorum longus does. This one is a great toe extender and ankle dorsiflexor, and because it is a little bit more medial, it does have some inversion piece to it as well. So I want you to pull your big toe up and in. I don't know how to do that. Your big toe and foot up and in. Let's try that. There you go. And then I'm going to push him. Again, I can get the extension pretty easily with my fingers and then get the rest of the ankle motion with my hand.
So it's just for the big toe.
Mm-hmm. Extensor hallucis longus is only the big toe. So you kind of lose it here. You don't see it as well right here because this is where the extensor retinaculum is. It runs over the front of the ankle to hold all these tendons in place. And so you don't see them as well right there. And then when they come out from that extensor retinaculum, then you can see them really easily.
So you do the same concentric, eccentric pretty much as the tibialis anterior?
But you got to include the toe.
So where's the main point that you hold it there?
I'm here, the toe.
Okay.
So I want you to pull your big toe and your foot up and in. There you go.
Okay.
And then I can get the toe extension part here and then
Okay.
and still get the dorsiflexion inversion
Okay.
part here.
Okay.
So keep pulling up and in. And I'm going to push. So I'm pushing down basically with my hypothenar eminence at his toe.
Okay.
And then my hand is doing the
Okay.
out, down and out piece
Okay.
for the dorsiflexion inversion. Okay?